crafty friends. Welcome back to Bella and Craft Studio. We are going to make some fun projects today, or I'm going to make some fun projects today. I've been experimenting with laminating, and a lot of great ideas come my way. And because we were working on the altered paper clips, and I thought, what a fun idea it would be to go ahead and make some different things and elements for the ephemera that I'm creating, and I will be putting on the website as well. I'm creating or putting together, should I say, some ephemera packs and ephemera kits, and I need some of these things to put into those things, okay? Or on the website in those kits. Okay. So this funny thing is this right here is tulle. Yeah, I don't know because of the shine you can see, but it's it's crinkly. It's great. Taking this and putting it on some of the different things that I want to make is going to be exciting. And I've been experimenting with a lot of different materials and things. I've got a bucket right here. And I have it over here because it's really big. And I had some napkins. I have a bunch of napkins. Every crafter goes out and you see something on sale, you get napkins. And I've had these napkins for a long time. We had a Tuesday morning here some years back. They've since closed here where I live, but I picked up a lot of different napkins before they left. Sometimes Hobby Lobby will have them. Um, some of the thrift shops, you just keep your eyes open for some of similar to these. Now, for all of you who are interested, as I continue to put up the storefront on the website, by the way, the website is live. I will be putting the website in the description box below, all the videos, so you can go check that out. But I will be creating um for like crafting supplies and napkins. I will be putting napkins that I create with the designs on them on the website. So all of you who like to play with napkins, stay tuned, it's coming. Doilies, so many great things. It takes time to put those things up, but I did open the website for you to go and browse around, take a look, make sure you're subscribed to the website because those who do those things will get first a heads up, if you will, a lot of perks, a lot of exclusives, coupons when I do the big launch for the storefront on the website. So stay tuned. Make sure you go and do that. Now, I have so many napkins, my friends, that, yeah, I've got napkins. Let me pull some out here. I've got napkins. I've got napkins. So, and this I got at Ollie's. I don't know if you have an Ollie's there in your town. But when I'm out somewhere and I often, now this one I know I got out of Goodwill here in town sometime before. But what I'm trying to say is you can go and get napkins at the Dollar Tree. So with that being said, I have the idea now. This is something that I was just kind of marinating on um, the last few days. Now you've seen this napkin set, and I'll just kind of cut a little hole there so I can keep them in the wrapper. But I cut it down so I can use this as a pocket for anything. So we're going to be doing stuff with these and continuing on making ephemera. Different cutouts like this I will be doing. Now, believe it or not, I tried this that on because this is I'm so excited. I'm sorry. kind of jumping ahead. This side is laminated, but this side is not. This has the napkin exposed. So when you get it in your project, you'll be able to put that down and glue it without having to get double-sided tape or anything. It will glue like paper to paper, okay, is the idea in all your projects. And you can fussy cut it around if you choose. Now, this one was a larger one that's from this little napkin set that I have here. And I opened it up and I laminated one side. Okay. And though it's multi-directional, you can see, I don't know if you could see, there's what it's kind of like a four-way. What is printed this side is upside down. But think about that. You can take this sheet and you can put it in your projects for whatever you would like. Okay. Getting to the good part. Now, here's some more things I wanted to share with you. I took what was left from this napkin and I just didn't want to waste it. And what I did then is I turned them like one side this way and this way. I laminated it together. All of them have one-sided laminating. Okay, and cut these out and use them on your journals. What a great idea to take it, and I'll use this as an example. This is your journal, right? And take this on the edge of your journal to give it a really cute feature on the binding of the journal. We're going to be playing with a lot of these, okay? So this is a piece of paper and I changed out my ink and it has some lines, but I thought, you know what? That don't matter. I can ink over that and I can use that as well. So let me set all this aside. So here's what I've been playing with. Okay. I started out doing all of these. Okay. And I thought, you know what? My family, I have lots of grandbabies that have lots of birthdays. And my children, and I asked them, I say, if you don't want the tissue paper, they have them in, you get a gift wrap or a bag or something, and you get that tissue paper and you put it in there, part of the giving of the gift. And I keep those. I ask my kids when they have birthday parties for their children, all my kids are grown. I'm not young no more. But nonetheless, I asked them, can I have that? They always give that to me, or some of the leftover, any of the, I can't even think, birthday bags or whatever, and I will take them and I will use them for something else. Now, I'm not a fan of marvels. If you know what a marvel is like Spider-Man or something like that. I won't show it on the video only because of copyright infringement. I just don't want none of that as a Christian woman. But I do know that because this was a white, it was happy birthday. And I looked at that and I thought, you know what would be great with that? Because it's so substantial, the cardboard, I could take this, cover it with something else, and use it in another project. So these are my ideas, and I've got it set down here. Don't ever feel like that was only made, it's a one and done. Use it, use your imagination, use your creativity, and turn it into something that you will keep and treasure. Even my grandchildren, I got 15 of them. And if any one of them have anything that like a memory book or something, I can make for them. Or even my one of my granddaughters, she's 9, she came to visit, and long story short, she made something from out of my stash, and that you could treasure those things and teach your children and your grandchildren. Okay. But moving right along, I'm going to move these laminated projects out of the way. Let me go ahead. I'm getting to the good part. Hang in there with me. I even took, okay, let me pull this out, friends. You don't even know. Here is a napkin I did not laminate just yet. Okay, let me put this over here. Okay, and then I started thinking, you know what? Okay, that's that. I did both sides on this, I believe. Did I? No, one side. I was just playing. So things like this, I will be putting it in for kits and things for you to make your projects with. Okay. Now, here's the funny part. This is laminated. Okay. Do you or have you ever gotten ribbon that you can make wreaths out of? And they have this type of tool like ribbon or a decorative tool or something that you can put into decorative wreaths like for the holidays or whatnot. That's what this is. And I laminated it. It's just the craziest thing. And I don't know. Sometimes it's got that creakly sound that some like and some don't like, but I don't mind it. Okay, so I took a piece, and this is two sides. This is the part where I did both sides. And you can take this and turn it into like a belly band or something like that. Don't throw the scraps away. Even so, you can get the leftovers from this right here, and I pulled this apart. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Here is another piece from the let me get this little out here, little piece out here. This was the portion that I cut, but there was that all the excess there. I didn't want to throw that out. I laminated it, and I thought, you know what? I could use this as a belly band as well. Now, here's the big. I mean, this is big to me. I've shown ribbon all the time. You can use these as bookmarks, belly bands. I mean, the sky's the limit if your imagination will take you that high. I will be offering a lot of different things as kits on the website, and I shared with this what that was. This is just ribbon. I just put it put it on both sides. It is both sides, okay, and cut it down. Sorry to put it up so high. Cut it down and use it as a bookmark, a belly band, a little slide tuck spot. And I'm going to be showing you all my ideas. But I just really get excited, and I wanted to share that with you. And then whenever we would, you all who craft with the napkins, make sure I'm still good in focus. I don't want to get out of focus, friends. I want to make sure I'm sharing every element with you as we move right along. Now, again, I will be offering packs of decorative napkins on the website. You can buy them for whatever, but the purpose I put them on there is for us crafters. When we need good napkins, we need some good napkins to craft our crafts with. This is my purpose. Now, getting past my excitement, I cut it down, okay? Then before I pulled the white part off, I cut it down to what I wanted it to be, the size. Then I cut it down, then I laminated it, and we're going to be doing some things like that as well. Okay, this is the napkin that I pulled off the napkins that I had, okay? And I see sometimes when I watch videos, and I mean, that's fine, but I'm thinking you could do something with this. What is that? What is it? And I keep it and I keep it. Today's the day. What I had done, and I can't wait to share this with you, is to take a piece of wax paper. Okay? I've got a piece here. I did a quilt, and I followed along where I have a Cricut Air 2. you have to use bonded fabric in order to get those cut out on the Cricut. And I thought I was doing great. But then I had the fusible webbing. It was too much for the fabric. And then I pulled off all of the wax paper from that, and I was using those, so I had a lot of left over. And I don't mind sharing with you. I folded them up and I kept them. And this has only been a few weeks. And I thought, what can I use with them? So I reuse everything. This was from a sheet set that I have. And I use it because it's a great container to put things in. Um, I'm truly working on a t-shirt that is for us crafters. Use what you got. So stay tuned for that. But this has a wax side. This is wax paper, Reynolds wax paper, that you could cook on and make your cookies, and so they don't stick, right? One side is it's really, like papery, and the other you can see the wax. That's what you're going to iron on. Okay, you're going to iron on this side. Now, having said all, I took, okay, that wax paper, okay, and I thought I have all of this tissue paper from all of the gifts from all my grandbabies over what, maybe a year or two. I think maybe roughly. I had a grandbaby that just turned 3 just a few days ago, and my son and my daughter-in-law, they know I keep those, and I'm not disrespectful, but why throw away something when you can use it? Would you believe that this is that? This, hold on now. Hold on. People think I'm crazy when I do this, but I don't think I am. I think I'm every designer, a graphic. I used to be a clothing designer and I used to do wedding dresses and all of those clothing stuff, right? Now, not to get into all that, but as a designer, you're always thinking of something that you can use with what project, with what material. Having said all, this is that tissue paper. Now, this tissue paper, I don't have a big sheet in front of me. I'm trying to see here. As you can see, sometimes you have the big sheets that you can kind of wad up, put in your gift bag, and give it to whomever you're giving for whatever occasion. This is the white one. I've got many colors, but with this white one, it is tissue paper. You can see here, and it is a little tore only because when grandbabies get excited, they tear things up, and that's okay. We can fix that. And then the other side, I don't know if you could see the shine right here. It has a waxy side. My brain went to storming on what so many ideas. So what I did then, okay, I'm going to put the tissue paper, the napkin aside for just a moment, okay? And I took here's some more tissue paper right here. Okay, so here's what I did. I took the wax side of the wax paper and the wax side of the tissue paper, and then I put them down, okay? And I ironed them, okay, with my Cricut Easy Press little mini. Let me see if I can show you with this. Okay. And I will be doing those. And I ironed it down where it would stay. Okay. Then I've got a small space and I've got everything strung out everywhere. I try to organize, I promise. Then what I did is I had a design or have designs I've created and worked on. These are my designs that I will be putting on the website as well. And lo and behold, this one, it kind of tore as an experiment. This is the same tissue paper as this. Same thing. Okay? and I printed it on my printer. Okay? But what I learned then is instead of peeling it off, leave it on the wax paper for paper. And when you leave it on, this is the final result. Okay? Now, I can cut this down because it is paper, right? And I'm going to take this then and I'll laminate the top part and I can use it as tags and all that. So this is what we're fixing to do. I had to tell y'all the excitement. Um, if you feel like, man, I don't want to, keep it. I got to throw it away. Don't do that. You never know down the line what you're going to use that for if you're a crafter. A true crafter, I'm sorry, crafter keeps everything because we see the potential in the materials that most don't really care to keep. Cereal boxes, all kinds of wonderful things. Now, I have my ironing board from my sewing room, and I want to, though I have already peeled this tissue paper up, okay, I have already um, got that done, but I want to go ahead and with the designs I have it all prepared, ready to go, and I am going to print them off on the printer as I iron. I'll put one in to print. Once they print and everything is done, then we'll move forward and we'll use it in a project. So you can get inspired to use these such materials. Now, I do want to, I thought if I can use tissue paper, regular tissue paper to print on, why can't I do it on a napkin? So that's what we're going to find out together. So I'm going to take this then, okay? And I am going to lay it on top right here of my wax paper, okay? Because I don't want this to warp any more than it has already. Then, hold on, give me a moment. Let me move this back out the way just for a moment and bear with me. My camera kind of shakes and moves. So, for you all who are not sure, okay, I know I've already, let's see, which one do I want? Let's see. Okay, let's do this one since I've already shown you these. Okay, so real quick, let me move this back. I'm telling you, I got a small space, y'all. Sorry about the camera. I'm going to open this, okay? I think I got this at Tuesday morning. I get so many. I don't even know. Um Half the time and then I save them, then I forget about them. People give me things. But yeah, what I'll do is I will snip that corner right here and get my scissor in there. And I will leave it everything in there as so I can keep it tidy. Pull a napkin out, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and set this aside so we can know what we're working with. And these, I'm going to set these back in my little container that's right next to me here at my craft table. And put my scissors away. I organized my not my sewing room, but my craft room / office. This is what I use for both. All right, so we're going to open up the napkin. Okay, let's see if I can use that over here. I think you can see it right there. Pretty much you can. Put this right here for now. Okay, what a pretty napkin, right? Now, I'm only going to want one ply, okay? And this one says, usually you can see if they're one ply, two ply on the back of the wrapper. So this is a two ply, so I can go ahead and sometimes You can take your thumb and kind of scrape on the back of it. It will curl and you can peel that. See how that separated? Lovely. Okay? Some come out easy, some don't. Now this is ready to go right here. I can take this and I can put sentiment. I can whatever I want to do with this, but I'm not going to do that right just this moment. But I wanted to show you how you separate your napkins. Now let's pull up. I'm going to set this over here. Now I'm going to pull in my ironing board. Oopsie, sorry. And yes, it's very well loved. And I'm going to turn on my little Cricut little iron, my little mini. And I turned it on and I'll show you. I put the 2 up here and when it turns green, it'll be ready to go. So I'm going to wait. And you could probably hear it beep here in a minute. And I know the way that the camera is set up and everything, it's difficult. Lord bless me one day, Lord bless one day soon. If he doesn't come back first, that I can get a bigger space just for my crafts and one space just for my office. But for now, this is what I have. Okay, so here's my idea. I'm going to take my napkin that I just pulled off. I have another one I just pulled out. Now some of them have the ridges on the side. Not to worry. I say texture is key. And it doesn't matter what side you use. You pick a side. But I do want to utilize on the wax paper the side of the wax paper up. So I do want to lay this down here, find a good spot that will work. And if I don't stretch the napkin from one end to the other, not to worry, because why? I'm going to trim it off because this whole sheet will not fit in my printer. I want to make it 8.5 by 11. Okay, 8.5 by 11. It is the standard size. Okay, and I will be making quilting labels. I am making quilting labels. But for the experiment, when I get this iron, I'm waiting for my iron to beat. I will go ahead and size it up, cut it down, and put it through the printer. I'm going to be repetitiously making these like in assembly line, if you will. Check my oopsie. It beeped. I didn't. Okay. It's got two green lines, and I'm going to go ahead and iron it. You can iron it before, but I see no need. Because if, in fact, this is an old board, y'all. If, in fact, okay, you get some wrinkles, that's just a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to kind of go over that. Just be careful with putting that on the, let me see if I can't find a piece of paper for that. Yeah, let's use that. All right, because I didn't put it to the end right there on the edge. And you can use parchment paper if you choose. And that will be fine. As so on the edges because of the wax paper there. I'm ironing, y'all. This is so much fun. I don't even know. Now, I don't know if someone else has done this, but I've seen a few tutorials, or I would say tutorials, a few YouTube videos where people have some really good ideas similar to this, and it just gets your creative juices flowing, and it makes you want to just get in there and think, oh, let me try that. But this, I haven't seen anybody do this. So if they have, Um, I mean, creative minds think a lot. Okay, so I did, and on the middle here, I'm going to go out, since that is the tissue paper. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go ahead and put this here so I don't get that wax on my iron. I bought this during the pandemic, and around 2021, 22, I forget which time, and I just barely started using it now because I get them right when things get on sale, or yeah, I get them because I think I'm going to need them right then, and I don't use it. But now, honey, I'm using it too. uh okay, and it's all ironed. Okay, pull that out. As you can see, that took that very nicely. Make sure we're stuck down really good. Now, mind you, I'm not pulling this tissue up. It's going to stay. So this is what I've discovered. Is I've showed with you this one then, okay? This one I pulled up, and it works fine. I just don't want to tear my design, okay? But if you can get it to work on your project, oh girl, oh honey, go ahead. Knock it and just go ahead. Do what you got to do. But I think that would be great. But I say but a lot because I'm busy ironing here, busy getting everything laid down. All right, everything looks nice and stuck. Y'all see any bubbles? Did I miss any spots? This is a handy little iron. Stay tuned when I do a grand opening launch for the storefront on the website. I'll be giving away some of these things. Yes, so make sure you're subscribed. Don't forget, no matter where you are in the world, don't forget to subscribe. My appreciation for you all. I'm going to be launching the workshops on Patreon, keeping YouTube videos free. I want them to be as ad free as possible. Okay, I'm turning my iron off because this thing gets really hot, y'all. And I'm putting it over here. Okay, so that napkin is good and ironed. It's stuck. Okay, everything's pretty stuck. All right, so now what I am going to do is I'm going to move my ironing board. Put that there. And little ironing board. I went to a nearby city and I got it for, what's that? I got it for $3. $3.99. Still got the tag on the back. Okay, so now I want to go ahead with the napkin on the inside. This is my portion of what I'm thinking to do. I'm needing, even though it's folded, not to worry, because the paper portion cuts better than the napkin portion of it. So I am going to measure. Let me get my little sample paper out here really quick. It's just, I had a sublimation design for the quilting tags that I'm going to be offering on the website, and it printed out on my regular office printer, and that's why I have this one. So I am going to measure this out, find a decent line here. This one's not straight. This is what I'm trying to gauge here. Right here, and let me see. I can see the napkin through that one. So what I'm going to do then, I think what I'll do is, let's go ahead and put, I don't want to, let me do this. I'm sitting here talking to myself, working things through. This is just super exciting. Okay. And I'm going to make a line here. I'm going to cut this. Okay. And I'm going to snip this portion off. Again, this is something I had. I'm going to set this aside here. And I didn't want to waste the paper that I had when I did my quilting project. Okay, so now I'm going to take and gauge the edge of this paper. Okay, this is regular printer paper. You can use that if you like. This just helps me. I am going to put it against this one, and I'm going to measure the edge to the other one and mark it. And then I'm going to snip this piece off here. You can use your paper trimmer if you like. I hope you're all crafting along with me and you are sharing these videos with your friends. That encourages me to continue. You know, we don't ever do anything that people don't like, you know. I just want to be able to share all of my great ideas with all my crafty friends, and that you all are enjoying these videos. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you are just passing through. Pull up a chair, bring a friend, have a nice cold drink of your choice, and let's just start crafting something wonderful together. Okay, so I know that I'm straight up here. I am going to mark. I'm way up there, y'all. Way up here. Okay. I just needed to go through my printer, friends. Okay. And there. Okay. Probably do this. I did not do that very well. Let's try that again. Okay. Since I can faintly see that line. Well, let me see. When in doubt, measure twice, cut once. That's what I like. Measure twice, cut once. Okay. So, and go ahead and I'll trim that other little bit off. Okay. Oopsie. Okay. That'll do just fine. I'm wanting it to be as wide as the printer paper that I'm going to print on. Okay. So now I am going to measure this. I have a measuring on here, but when I'm way over here, I don't think y'all can see it. So I want to be where you're able to see. Okay, I'm going to start right here. This is 8.5. This is, I like to do both sides because you never know, right? A little over, so let's kind of snip this little piece off. You're doing something with something that you would have thrown out. There are lots of great projects you can make, and yeah. I mean, I don't think there's enough time in the day to craft everything, but goodness, we're making do. We're recycling, right? That's the key of it all. All right, now I want 11. Perfect. I want to make sure it's going to go through my printer is what I'm doing. Wonderful. Beautiful. Now, I'm going to use the paper, the napkin side. Remember, this is the paper side. And this is the napkin side because you can see the little wrinkles there. I'm going to go ahead then and I'm going to put this in my printer. Forgive me for not switching you over. Just take my word for it. I'm going to make another paper. And then when that one's done through the printer, I'll bring it back in and show you what it did. Now, I'm using just a plain Epson NX430. This is about 15 years old. This is not a new Eco Tank. Now, I have an Eco Tank that's a sublimation printer. But yeah, just use what you got, friends. All right, I'm going over to Affinity, and I have a design I've picked. All right, I'm going to close that one out. I'm picking how about a really cute butterfly? I think this one's cute. So what I'm going to do then is I've already got it all fixed the way I want it. I have my Epson Stylus NX30 chosen on my, making sure I did that correct. It's kind of hard. Making sure that is the right side. Yep. Okay. I done confused myself, y'all. I don't want to. That's a paper side. And okay. So what I've done then is because they're both white and I ironed it on so well, is I turned the paper side and you can see it kind of like papery, but this one's more of a fabricy. This is the side that on my printer that prints through. So I need this side to go in. The top feeder is what I have. If you have whatever orientation your printer is, you'll need to make sure it prints up on the napkin side. Okay? So I'm going to put this in my printer now and make sure I've got other, let me fix this in here, other printer papers behind it so it'll catch. Okay, lovely. Okay, if it wants to curl, that's why we want to make sure that the paper's ironed. Forgive me. Okay, I'm hitting print on my printer, and it's printing. Okay, now any extras like this, we can do other things with them. So I'm not going to throw them. I'm gonna put those back in my box here. And I want to do a tissue paper right here. I'm turning around watching. Oh, it caught. I'm so excited. I can't even wait. I can't wait, y'all. Okay, so while that's printing, I've got tissue paper here. And I'm going to get, what did I do with that? What did I do with that? Now I even thought about, I don't know, y'all. I'm just throwing ideas. This was from the sticker paper. I don't even know if that would work. Why not try it to see if it worked? This side, you're not going to worry about, um, you're not really going to worry about it to, what it's going to look like because you're going to be gluing this side down. You could do that too. But I had that. Let me pull out another one. I'm going to save this one for another day because I've just got to, these are ideas that I had. I just get excited. I wanted to show y'all. And these are just extras I've had. Papers I can, and sometimes I use uh these papers to make patterns out of them. Okay, is this one that's small enough? Yeah, this one's a little big, so I don't have to cut it down too much. Let me look at the printer. Are y'all ready? Here you go. And this is this is what I just printed. This is what, and you can tell now it kind of caught there, but that's okay because I'm gonna trim the edges. How do I know, Belinda, that this is the tissue that you just put on? Because go ahead, take that and peel it back. Look at that. I just printed on a napkin, you guys. That's a napkin. Can you just believe that? That just whoosh, it blows my mind. I can, and even though I pulled that up, I can just iron that back down, which I will do. So this is done. Even though I have that little ink from the printer, I'll trim that down because it has the little border on this type of printer I have. Let me set that aside. Okay. Let me go ahead and move some of this out of my way so I can do this correctly. So I have room. Okay, let me get this open. Make sure I've got the right one that I'm... Oh, this one was another piece. Okay, no wonder it was small. That's okay. I'm going to get another one. I might have to cut it down then. I thought maybe it was nope, that was all small. You know, when you go to Hobby Lobby and or some craft store or whatever, they give you that craft paper and they wrap things with it. I keep that too because I guarantee you. Oh, here's one I already cut. That has a wax side on it. Okay, I'll use that one then. Fair enough. I'm gonna just set this one over here so I don't have to dig through there and find that again. All right. And it is the perfect size. That's very thick paper. It is the perfect size for my tissue paper. Okay, and I may very well just go ahead and go over, and I can trim it down when I need when I need to. Let me see. When I get done is what I'm trying to imply. Okay. In some of my videos, this is a very cheap camera, and if it has like some of the staticky on it, I don't know why. I'm working on getting a better camera. So, thank you for your patience and understanding, my friends. So, on that. Okay, this is tissue paper. Okay. We had napkin on the first one. The napkin gave us this one. Okay, and the lines in there are from my printer, but that's okay. This right here will be just fine. And even though it doesn't give something like this, now this I can totally iron this back on for paper, but I wanted to use this in the laminator, so I wanted to see the difference and compare the two. So okay, that was the napkin. This is tissue paper. Okay. And if any of my family is watching this, now you know what I do with the things that you give me. And I thank you for it. Okay, got my little iron back on. Turned it back on. I turned it off. When it turns green, okay, I'm going to keep my eye on it. When it turns green, then, how about I move it over here? And we can look at it together. And when it turns green, I will go ahead and put these in here and get busy ironing this down. Now, I want to make sure as I remind myself there is on tissue paper, there's a waxy side and a dull side. So I want to check. It is up. There's my ready light, ready to go. This is the wax paper. I want it on the wax side of the wax paper. Okay? So wax and wax. Sandwich those together. And I am going to put these on. It does not have to be spiffily by any means, but if I was going to get to the edge over here, I do need to have a paper ready and handy. Okay, so as you can see, it's ironing that very well. I'm going to kind of get that together. Let me pull my little paper I had that, move this aside here so I can get all the way to the edge so it doesn't catch in my printer. So far we did experiment on washi tape, on medical tape. Um, you can also use printer paper for washi. I've seen that done. Many people are doing those. You can do those. But what I am encouraging you to do is just don't give up and say you can't. One thing, if I may, give you an encouragement for, because Philippians 4:13 tells us, I can do all things through Christ Jesus who gives me the strength, which gives me the strength. It is by him that our strength comes. It is by him that all things are given. Okay, so don't feel like you are not able to do something when I know you can, when scripture tells you you can. Okay, I use that paper to get to the very end, and I'm hopeful that this I'll hold it there for a second. I'm going really fast because this is a very hot iron. It is a good it's a professional type iron. So, but I'm giving a little pressure so them edges will not come up. And if this type of paper, which I know it is the paper from the department store, yeah, it's sealed that really nicely. And if it didn't, then I can go and get a sheet of the wax paper. Okay? And if I can, I'm going to try my best to do one of these. I want to laminate them and I want to make this. If it's a little mini series, that's fine. But I do want to um, let you see what I'm making, what I put in my website, and I'm doing gifts and collectibles, and um, not not so much collectibles, things for your home, um, gifts and things like you know memorabilia, um, all kinds of crafty things. I mean, I can't even name them all. There's just so many. But I do want to encourage you to make sure you subscribe so you can get notified when I send a massive newsletter that the store is open, and when I have a live stream, which I plan to do on launch day, as I go in and on the live stream, I want to have some freebies and giveaways and just some fun and invite y'all and just see what I'm doing. And I've it's been a long time coming, and I've waited a long time for this, and just being able to get to this point is nothing short than a blessing. The Lord is blessing my hand. He's blessing what I am doing, and I give him alone all the glory, honor, and praise. Hallelujah. Okay. I'm needing to put my iron down here because this is the wax portion here because I didn't want this paper but I on there. So I'm kind of smushing that down on those edges very, very good, really well. Okay. And the main idea is out. I don't want this to go through my printer and get caught. You see how that one's coming up? Now this paper may not work. I mean, like the wax paper portion that I got, I may have to get exactly wax paper. But it's worth a shot, right? That's what we're doing. Everything is an experiment. And this one's taking a little bit more effort. Let me see what I can do with this. All right, let me see if I can set that iron there without dropping it. So it doesn't seem to appear that this wants to stay on this type of paper. See how easily it's coming off? So what I am going to do is I'm going to put this aside for another project over there. And I'm going to pick one that I know for a fact is wax paper. I was hopeful to have one that was a pretty big size wax papers. And this one looks like a pretty good size. My little dog's in here wagging her tail at me. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm doing a video. Just a minute, Susie. Just a minute. Okay, this would be sufficient, I think. Okay, how about make sure I put that wax side down on this. And let me go ahead and do this one. So this one's sticking. I can already tell it's sticking. We need the wax paper. Let me see, where'd my paper I had go? Okay, here it is. I have this, it's just printer paper that's on the side. Okay, give me just a moment. Let me see where we're at. See how far we got. I wanted to get this laminated, but if I don't get it laminated today, I wanted to at least show you where and what I'm doing. Okay. And on the next video, I will continue in this process, making these and going ahead and printing them. And I'm in a hurry now, y'all. My dog, I know she's got to go outside. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to continue this on our next crafting video. And I am going to go ahead and prepare a project so we can work on those together so you can see. And I want to use these some in laminated paper clips, altered paper clips rather, and go ahead and get those together. And then what I'm going to do after this, I'm going to turn my little iron off. Okay, and let's see here. All right, go ahead and trim this down up to where the tissue paper was. Okay, and put the wax paper aside for a minute. Okay, and I will trim down this one. And I've already showed you that this does work because that just the process of doing this on this wax paper Let me pull that piece back in, okay, before we go. This was the tissue paper that I printed on, this upside down, okay? This was on napkin, on the white portion of the napkin. Whenever you separate, let me find it. When you separate your plies of your napkin, I kept the one that was printed already, but I took the white portion and I ironed it on the wax paper. Okay? Make sure if you do this experiment that the wax of the tissue paper is wax to wax. Okay? Um, and before we go, this was the tissue paper. Look how vibrant that is. That was tissue paper. This is tissue paper. This is napkin. Okay? When I did the same process as the napkin with this one, I cut it down 8.5 by 11, put it through my printer with the napkin side or the tissue paper side print side up, or whatever, how orientation goes through your printer. Make yourself some paper, friends. Things are getting so expensive that we have to get creative, and it really makes me sad to see a lot of crafting places go, and we need to support these businesses and help them stay in our community. um, but again, all things are right before the Lord, and we never want to do anything outside of what God says is right. But these are the times that we live in that the Lord said would happen before his return. So we have to keep our eyes focused on him nonetheless. Thank you for joining me and hanging in with me. I hope that these are inspiring for you to do some crafty experiments. And use them on your journals and for envelopes and so many other ways. Again, these are just some things that I just kind of think, wait a minute, I see a lot of different ideas and I thought I can do something just like that, but in a way that I know that I can afford it, or some way that it is affordable to craft without having to break the bank, if you will. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next crafting video. Bye for now.